Yo guys, I'm HP and today I'm gonna talk about Crossroads in the version of Creme by Eric Clapton. That's how the thing sounds. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe to my channel, hit the notification button and also join the HPCrazy Guitar Academy. So what are we talking about today? Here we go. And so on. That was quite a long intro now. So we're checking out the rhythm guitar, we're also checking out the sound, and we're also checking out how we can do a really cool solo in the original vibe with Creme, as played by Creme, which is only drum, bass and guitar, which was quite a common formation for the real cracks in the 60s. You know, Hendrix played with drum, bass, just one guitar, Rory Gallagher, Eric Clapton. And I can say it's really tough. I mean, if you play this with a second guitar in the arrangement, it's way easier, but we're going to check out the really hard version with Creme. So, first the sound setting. I checked out what kind of guitar he played. He played something with humbuckers there. Later on, he was always playing a Fender Stratocaster, but in the early days, he played kind of a guitar with humbuckers. So I've chosen here this one, which is quite similar from the sound, and I'm using a Fender amp overdriven with spring reverb, really a retro sound, and that's it. So that's really original sound, you know, give this really analog sound. And I'm playing on the neck pickup, gives the more creamy sound. But you also can play it on a bridge pickup, but I personally think it was played on the neck pickup. So now let's see how the whole thing works. Alright, Crossroads is basically a fast blues in A, and the intro is a little bit different than the rest of the tune, and we have this main riff, this one here. But in the intro we have 4 different versions of it, and it's building up. It starts with 1, 2, so it starts with open A string and then an open G string, first figure. Second figure is a little bit different. Instead of having this as a 1/4 note, instead of, here we go, here the second fret, but the rest remains the same. Third time we have it making with double stops, and the fourth time as well with double stops. And we always go here over the 3rd fret on the A string. So that's 4 times. Now we have 2 bars of D, and that's quite compelling. You just make a regular D7 here, but the picking is right now quite tough. So you start with the open D string. So you do this here. Here doesn't doesn't really change much. Now comes the hard part. The last note is, well, when you listen to the recording, it's not quite clear. But I'm pretty sure he goes with a pink here in the 3rd fret of the A string, and that's quite a challenge. And then the whole thing starts again, but now comes a variation. Now you go direct to the high E string, to the B string, and then the same figure comes again. So the whole thing is looks easy, but when it comes, it's really fast, and you know you're playing quite in the zone, and then suddenly this comes. It's a challenge, and I can admit I needed to practice it more than once, that to get it down like this, you know. Then comes the figure again. Then comes the ending. Just a regular E5, but now the picking is again essential. Or could be this, or I prefer this. It's pretty cooler. I can imagine that there are several versions of this tune, you know. Back in these days, the songs were not so extremely defined, you know. It was more a jam, and probably there are variations on this. So, and then comes this solo line. So, quite a regular blues lick. Slide here in the 7th. So now comes the final phrase. Quite a regular thing, but it's quite fast. And then ending phrase. Here, barre here in the 5th, but you make a hammer on it on the 6th, and end it here. This goes to E, and but the bass in the original stays on A. But that's, as I said, was quite a jam, probably back in these days. Who knows why it's like that? Good. So that was the intro. Let's quickly play it through. It's the challenge is, I mean, it's quite simple, but the challenge is quite fast. So let's do it. So that was the intro. Then the singing starts, and then is basically a normal 12-bar blues form with quick change. So we're playing just a regular blues riff. This one here, 2nd fret for the, then to D, and now comes the riff again. Then goes to D, 2 bars, then comes the riff again. Then comes E5, D5, then comes the riff again. Yeah, I can only guess how hard it is to play the whole thing in this speed and also sing. Probably need some practice. Maybe I will try that myself one day because I really love this tune. So this is basically the first part, just with the singing. Now comes the soloing. The soloing is quite a challenge. Why? Because, as I said, it's drum and bass and only guitar. What really helps, I created a backing track here for you which should be quite original, but I was too lazy to really check out the exact notes which the guy was playing. But the bass line is very busy when you listen, you know. As you can hear, the bass line is quite busy. That takes away the pressure a little bit from you because this kind gives a foundation of kind of chords. So you can be more relaxed on this. And when you listen to the original soloing, and don't take me on that, it has to be exactly those notes which were recorded there. I'm pretty sure back in these times, a lot of people just improvised and just came the way it came. Probably they had their figures which are repeated many times, but probably on different recordings were different types of solos. So I'm gonna just explain how the concept could work on this one here. As I said, the main problem which we have here is that we have this empty space which has to be filled. And let's see what... So you can play regular stuff, but then you come back to the spots where the riff comes, okay? And that's basically what's also done on the concept. You can also stay on you. Don't try to be too busy. You can, of course, you can be busy. I like this one. Well, it's a standard blues lick. This one here in 16 notes works really nice on this tune, but it's really fast. So what was basically the idea here? Really playing around and making the guitar sound really fat and wide. One thing is which really works. What I do to make guitar sound a little bit more fat and wide. This lick is really cool. What is happening here? Pull off here. And from now on, I make pull-offs over the open string. That makes it more, wide and fat, oder? That's a good trick, or go into double stops. Or this also works. This also works, or also stuff like that works. So let's see how we can put this stuff into place. As I said, the main problem is it's really a busy track, fast, and you don't have much time to think. Now I opened up with then into the first lick. Then I went into the riff. And then into the next. Into doubles. and then you go back to the riff. Doesn't really hurt so much because, you know, you have a lot of, gives a lot of pressure, and that's really cool on this track. And that's basically the recipe which I would recommend over this track. I mean, you can listen to the original, transcribe the whole solo, and do exactly what Eric Clapton did there. It's really cool. But as I said, probably back in these days, these guys improvised more or less. So that would not really be among the vibe, or go along with the vibe of those kinds of improvisations. Yeah, and that's what I would do here. Also go in high position. Oops. Yeah, I missed the first note. Orientation is sometimes a bit hard on this guitar here, but I really want to have this typical retro sound, and this guitar has more this possibilities for a cool retro sound. And just here bending here in the 15. And when you're playing on the neck pickup, you have more punch than playing on the bridge pickup. I'm pretty sure then is neck pickup. Then you have this really creamy kind of distortion, which came along with these types of distortion back in those days. Yeah. And then you're pretty cool to go. Yo guys, that was my analysis of Crossroads by Eric Clapton, back recorded with Creme. One more to say. If you want to practice it with this cool track, I created just drum and bass plus the tabs of the main tool, the main guitar with the riff and the rhythm guitar, plus the fill-ins. It's available in the HPCrazy guitar group. Please join there with a free member account plus, but in order to download you need a premium member account. If you love my channel, please support it with a subscription, also with a t-shirt. You can buy a t-shirt down in the description. I'm wearing one below this hoodie. I cannot show it now. It's a really cool t-shirt. And please share the information that this channel exists to the entire guitar world. Probably it's worth knowing about this channel. Good. Me and Dr. Pink, or this is not Dr. Pink. This is Mrs. Blue. Dr. Pink is out of order today. He's over here because I wanted to have this retro sound. Or saying goodbye for today, and see you guys.